Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime No Mi. Today, continuing with the One Piece videos, we will talk about big news from the manga. In today's video we will talk about the leak of chapter 1043 of One Piece, the amazing events that occurred in this chapter, remembering that so far we only have information from the leak. All the information we have may not be completely correct or may be described in an incomplete way, as we only have a small one-page chart and written spoilers, so some things may remain unexplained until the official release. However, this already reveals a lot about Kaido's battle with Luffy and also a new awakening. And I already count on your support to leave your like in today's video to help the channel. I also count on you to subscribe if you're still new here. Let's go to the video. The new chapter starts with Kaido being declared the winner of the battle, but he was not happy with the way he defeated this opponent because at the end of the previous chapter a member of the Cypher Pole Zero gets in the way of his incredible confrontation with Luffy, which reminded him of his fight against Odin. After all, in that fight other people interfered, causing Kaido to win unfairly, and as in the previous time he took the lives of those who hindered him, Kaido now goes angrily towards the CP0 leader. The character then tries to run away from the Yonko, but Kaido was much faster and manages to catch up with him. In a fit of rage Kaido starts trampling him non-stop until he loses his life. Then the scene changes to Momonosuke and Yamato. Zenesha begins to move faster and faster toward Onigashima. Then Momonosuke begins to talk to Zenesha through his power of hearing the voice of all things. During his conversation with Zenesha, the great elephant says that he heard a sound that he hasn't heard in over 800 years, a sound that possibly Joy Boy produced, a sound that only Zenesha could hear for some reason. Momonosuke is confused by what Zenesha meant. He asks what the elephant had heard, for no one present was able to hear this sound, only the giant elephant. Zenesha then says they are the drums of deliverance. There was no doubt he was here. The person who could break Zenesha free from this great curse that lasted for over 800 years was in that place. Momonosuke desperately asks who this person is. Momonosuke, amazed, wondered where this person could be in the midst of this chaos that was happening in Onigashima. Then something incredible is revealed to us. Zenesha says that Joy Boy has returned and that he was in Onigashima. Immediately Momonosuke is completely frightened that a being that lived a long time ago had returned. While saying that Joy Boy is back, we are shown Luffy smiling with his body apparently shaping up into something bigger. His eyes are completely covered and he was getting a new transformation. Luffy with a giant smile speaks the word Nika, and then we finally get an answer to that name. It is said that Nika actually means smile or laughter, representing that Joy Boy is the same person as Nika, and now apparently reveals that Luffy is also. This then confirms that we were right when we made a video about D. But let's leave it for later and move on with the chapter, where the narrator says at the end of the chapter with the picture of Luffy smiling that that man laughs silently, then ending the chapter on that topic. However, we have many other important events that occur before the end of this chapter. We do not have a correct order for the events, but after Kaido crushes the CP0 leader he comes down from the top to defeat Luffy's other allied opponents. It is not known if the CP0 leader lost his life, but everything indicates that he really lost his life because it would be very difficult for anyone to survive Kaido's incredible strength. Not even Luffy, who was very strong, was able to hold out for so long fighting against him. Kaido arrives at the castle and says that he took Luffy's life during the fight. Everyone in the place was completely frightened by his words because Luffy was the only thing that kept them hopeful. The only one who could beat Kaido at that moment was Luffy, but according to Kaido's words, the boy in the straw hat had lost his life during the fight. All of Luffy's allies were completely shaken because no one else could stop Kaido. The great pirate then looks at Momonosuke and tells him to give up trying to interrupt his plans because it was inevitable. Anyway, Kaido said he would come out the winner of that fight because he is much stronger than them. After Luffy's defeat, Kid and Law feel that he has been defeated, so they get up and go fight, for if they did nothing it could be the defeat of them all, so with their remaining strength they return to battle. Back to where Kaido is, Nami is outraged by his words, so she calls him a liar, saying that Luffy would never lose his life in battle. She was still hopeful that Luffy could still return to battle. Kaido then gets angry with Nami and tries to attack her in a very angry way, but Marco defends her, preventing Kaido from hitting her with his attack. Then they both start to have a quick fight. With a serious expression on his face, Kaido says he will fight them all until Momonosuke gives up trying to redirect the island that was going to Wano. Then Nekomamushi and Carrot appear to help them defeat Kaido, for the battle would now be one of the biggest that would occur, for now Kaido was totally enraged because the leader of the Cypher Pole Zero had disrupted the confrontation in which he was having so much fun. Then he would fight in earnest, aiming to take the lives of all those who were trying to stop his plan from coming true. Momonosuke, knowing Kaido's intentions, even thinks of giving up, this so that no one would lose their lives because of him. For if he stopped moving on Onigashima, there would be a small possibility that Kaido would give up taking the lives of his companions, so that everyone could perhaps get out of this conflict alive. But Yamato looks at Momonosuke with a serious expression, saying that it was not for him to give up, because if everyone would lose their lives in that place, they would lose their their lives together, so this phrase motivates everyone in Onigashima. It is said that the leader of the Cipher Pole Zero has a farewell scene, but as said before, we cannot confirm that he really lost his life, but everything indicates that he did. So the chapter ends as the scene said at the beginning of the video, with Zanesha saying that Joy Boy was there and that the drums of liberation were beating, while we see Luffy with a big smile and an apparent new transformation appearing. There are several reasons that can represent this sentence that Joy Boy was there. Everything indicates that Joy Boy's will is in Luffy. He really became Joy Boy, but probably he is still the same old Luffy. The possible reason that Luffy was able to actually become Joy Boy may be because of his awakening of Gomu Gomu no Mi. As we know, the rubber fruit is a great mystery, which may be one of the reasons for the events of the Void Century. During Wano we see several hints that Luffy would achieve great power in this arc, a possible awakening of his fruit, making Luffy one of the most powerful characters in existence. During this arc, it was said by Who's Who that this fruit originally belonged to Sekai Sifu, but because of his carelessness, the fruit was taken by Shanks and later eaten by Luffy. Because of this mistake, Who's Who lost his position as a member of the Cipher Pole Zero and became a fugitive after escaping from Sekai Sifu's prison, something that left us with many questions how a simple fruit could cause a big problem for an important member of the Cipher Pole. Another important event that contributed to this moment was Who's Who telling Jinbe about the sun god Nika, that he would free all the people who were suffering. He would be the savior of people, especially those who had their freedom taken away. Kaido, during his fight against Luffy while knocking him out of Onigashima, says that he will never become Joy Boy, being the biggest hint ever presented. After all, the Yonko believed that Luffy could become Joy Boy and then changed his mind. And finally, with Zanesha's statement that he was being drawn to Wano for some reason, and then immediately afterwards saying that Joy Boy had returned because the sound of the drums of freedom was playing. It means that someone in Onigashima had turned into Joy Boy. Then we are revealed who really became Joy Boy, Luffy. For all clues indicated that he would be the person chosen to inherit this great power, but this power was only obtained through his possible awakening from his fruit. For as we see in this last frame, Luffy is having his body totally modified while smiling, a body modification similar to that of Katakuri when using the power of his Machi Machi no Mi. It is also revealed that Joy Boy, Nika and Luffy became the same person, as it is said that Nika is Smile, so it is possible that Joy Boys will possess several people who consequently became the sun god Nika, and Joy Boys will may have only been inherited by people because of Gomu Gomu no Mi, for with the awakening of this fruit, it could create incredible powers and knowledge that Joy Boy would like to pass on to the people who inherit his will. Then the sun gods Nika could be the users who possessed the awakened Gomu Gomu no Mi carrying Joy Boy's will, because those who inherited that will would be responsible for saving people. Joy Boy's power may even be responsible for defeating Sekai Sifu and the world nobles, because now Luffy has obtained an incredible power that will be able to defeat even Kaido. Possibly, the power mentioned by Sekai Sifu when they saw Zanesha was the awakening of the fruit that belonged to Joy Boy, the fruit that has now awakened again. Then we will see what the true power of Gomu Gomu no Mi is awakened to, a power that Sekai Sifu wanted to leave in her possession, and the possible power that Joy Boy might have possessed in the past, the power that was responsible for the events of the Void Century. Well guys, this is where the video ends, but first I would like to know about your opinion. What will this awakening of Joy Boys will do to interfere with Luffy's powers? Has Luffy really achieved the awakening of his Gomu Gomu no Mi? What powers will he be able to use now? Leave your opinion in the comments. Thanks to all of you for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed the content and information in today's video. We hope that we will always continue together talking about the news of the anime and the manga, so comment your doubts, news, or what you think will happen in the anime in the future. Also comment on the new videos you want to see here on the channel. We'll see you again in the next video. I'll wait for you here. Bye.